I have Jar Jar Binks as part of my issues plan because it's been a recurring theme on my show. It's no surprise that I'm a big Star Wars fan. I do not believe that this is an issue that I will be taking with me to the White House. However, as I do from time to time sprinkle humor into things, whether or not Jar Jar Binks was an intentionally racist character created by George Lucas or just a misguided failed attempt at some humor late in his career, that's a debate that I've had, a spirited debate that I've had with some of my friends, something I thought I'd throw out there. And believe that George Lucas intentionally created Jar Jar Binks to be a racist character.
Private sector.
Well, public sector work is very important in this country. I think that debates like this today are a great opportunity for us to think about the idea of being statesmen and stateswomen. There's nothing wrong with going into the private sector versus the public sector. In terms of actually spurring people to want to go into the public sector, I agree with Mr. Countryman in his plan to offer student debt relief if you go 10 years into the public sector. I also think that there should be a national push to hire more teachers and hire good teachers and have high-paying teachers. That'll definitely push people into the public sector, especially some great, smart college graduates we have will go into the Mercian teaching system and really reboot things, because it frankly needs it.
Okay. Senator Diaz had said, the question asked him if there were any specific policies he would implement to encourage growth in the public sector. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. He failed to list a single policy, and I noticed this in an interview that he did with the Mercia Gazette, where he was asked a question, what policies he would like to implement, and he went on to say a policy about this, and a policy about that, and a policy about the other thing, but he has failed to list really any specific policies, whereas I've talked about more progressive tax code, we're 12th in the world in tax code, we are spending more per capita for education, but we don't have specifically national guidelines, which with our new guidelines put in place that have been accepted by 43 states, those are the real types of policies that the voters need to hear about. And I really, while I've heard a ton of we should do this and we should do that and we should make Mercia great and it is great and you don't know what you're talking about, I have yet to hear any real policies, and this is why I am running for office.
Okay, go ahead.
If we had a lot more time, we could go through every single policy, and I could provide an answer for every single policy. On this stage, I'm uniquely qualified to be president of Mercia. I have worked hard over many years to develop a keen understanding of the issues, and if you want policy, I'll give you some policy. Our tax code. Our tax code should not be a political battle, but should be one that brings together Democrats and Republicans. That's why I've called for the tax code for upper income people to start at $1 million. Then Republicans have to actually defend millionaires and billionaires. When you talk about health care policy, I've said I support increasing the protections for Obamacare, making sure that Medicare and Medicaid don't rise at costs that are greater than inflation. If you want to talk about education, I've set a plan for the 21st century to be an Mercian education, that green-collar jobs and innovation. I've said these things that on every college diploma with a science, technology, engineering, or math, we're going to tell these students that they'll have student debt. They will not have student debt. I've said these policies again and again, and I don't know if you're not listening or you haven't heard them.
Thank you.